New Year, 2 weeks from Wednesday. Crazy. It's that quick. Unbelievable. We're already in mid-December. Just crazy. Christmas 1 week from Wednesday, 9 days away. Holy smokes. I know a lot of you guys out there are stressing out. What am I going to get her for Christmas, for the holiday season? You got to get her a nice gift. I got the answer for you guys. A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa. It's that easy. Get her what she wants. A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 5 area locations. 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore in Baton Rouge. I highly recommend going to one of the 5 locations because that lobby foyer area has some stuff you can put in like a goodie bag. Candles, bath salts, moisturizers, slippers, robes, stuff she loves. Neck warmer, all kind of stuff. Get that little bag set up with all the goodies, then get her the gift card with the full-blown day of relaxation. Holiday gift problem solved. Compliments of the Woodhouse Day Spa. Canal Street at Carrollton in Mid-City. That's New Orleans Mid-City. They're in Metairie near North Kenner, Transcontinental, West Esplanade. They're in Mandeville across from the Mandeville City Hall on the East Causeway approach. They're in Slidell, 90 seconds off the Gauze I-10 exit. And they're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. Yeah, go to one of the Woodhouse Day Spas and take advantage of all the goodies for her in the lobby foyer area. And then get her a gift card, any denomination. WoodhouseSpas.com and book an appointment or print a gift card online. WoodhouseSpas.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday at noon. Yeah, holiday season's upon us. Speaking of the Woodhouse, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift card trivia questions. Some trivia coming your way. So you're going to want to know this number. The Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. How you dial us up. The corporals at the controls. Last week, 2 13-year-old girls killed. A 30-year-old woman shoplifting at Lakeside, took Jefferson Parish sheriff deputies on a chase. They abandoned the chase reportedly coming into Orleans Parish off the I-610. And then this woman barrels through the St. Bernard exit and hits the car. Girls are. This is 110% as far as like whether, saying these lies after the fact, are these lives, worth a police chase? It's very similar when an illegal alien commits a crime and people just make a statement about, if the illegals weren't here, this crime couldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. If the police weren't chasing the criminal, the 2 young girls wouldn't have been killed. Police chase criminals. The criminal is at fault. Thank goodness car chases are very, very, very rare. The majority of the population, the majority of the criminal population doesn't run from police. No, it's beyond unfortunate. My heart breaks for these 2 girls and their family. It's pathetic. It's sad. It's sickening. No, if anybody gets blame, it's the 30-year-old shoplifter from running from police. I believe it was a state representative, some politician, a lawmaker, I believe, saying that the crime should be enhanced if you're running from police. Shoplifting, whatever it might be. And then someone says something as petty as shoplifting. It's like, what level of shoplifting does it need to be where a police chase ensues? There's a dollar amount, or if it's rare or vintage or antique, it has more of an emphasis. If it was something that wasn't, as valuable. No, I'm not into police chases. They're not a good thing. I don't think any policeman in a police chase will tell you this is a positive. It's, you're getting a plate of what crap thrown in front of you. How do you deal with it in the best way possible? Better tactics, safer way to pursue criminals. But as far as just sending out a message, we don't chase criminals. I mean, my God, you go rob a bank, they jump in the getaway car, you let them go because the car is driving away. No, the 30-year-old that ran from police. I mean, the law needs to change. Just running from police and getting caught and no one getting hurt. It's an enhanced crime. It's enhanced because you ran from police. Hurt someone or worse, kill somebody, it goes on the criminal that ran from the police. 766-9480. Love to hear from you. 766-9480. Shaquille O'Neal will be the king of Bacchus. That's a good get. A lot of the time, Bacchus pulls like some C actor. Not an A-list actor, not an A-minus, not a B, but like a C actor. Scratching your head like, what? What? That's the best to do? Who is that again? I'm not familiar with that actor. In the beginning, Bacchus would hit just grand slam home runs. Their kings were like known around the country, even around the world. Shaquille O'Neal, that's a good get. I mean, what a pun intended big move. Going to have to set up a big throne for 7'1", 350-pound Shaquille O'Neal. The trial for Randy Farrell, which is expected to start this week, being delayed until the fall of 2025. He's that city subcontractor, the building inspector, that wasn't doing too much building inspection, taking bribes, paying off people. He potentially appears to be a key witness for the feds. We'll see. Boy, the trash contract for the French Quarter and CBD is a mess. Henry and Associates had it. They changed their subcontractor. The city council freaked out. Disqualified. Henry and Associates. IV Waste comes in over the weekend. They get a 1-year emergency contract. Then Judge Paulette Irons says the city needs to go with Henry Consulting. The council's appealing that. Someone's going to have to pick up the trash, and soon. Corey Johnson with you Monday afternoon, 766-9480. Every day, this program on radio, on television, on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's always brought to you by the Lamarque Automotive Complex and Lamarque Crescent City Ford in Elmwood on Jefferson Highway. You need a commercial truck, van, SUV for your business? Lamarque Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. You need a Ford or Lincoln vehicle? The Lamarque Automotive Complex in Kenner. Today, this program brought to you by the Lamarque Automotive Complex and Lamarque Crescent City Ford. Monday afternoon, coming right back. New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the or working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Manhattan. Relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not... It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. Right, Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mando, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative interlock technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway at Front Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Zulu King, y'all. Talking about the Zulu King. You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Women are often throwing clothing items at me, saying you're the possessor of the cool factor. I have to fight off the ladies.
90 minutes of fun every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Christmas a week from Wednesday. 9 days away. 2 weeks from this Wednesday, 2025. Holy smokes. The year going by fast. The month of December, we're already halfway through it. It's crazy. WoodhouseSpas.com, guys. Christmas for her. WoodhouseSpas.com. 2 17-year-old girls killed. A police chase pursuing a 30-year-old woman who was shoplifting at Lakeside Mall. Folks are upset about the 2 17-year-old girls that were killed and should be, but are blaming the police and their pursuit of the shoplifter and minor crime. Should they pursue the shoplifter? Should there have been a police chase? I don't know how you can't pursue criminals. They're escalating the situation. I mean, it gets to a heightened level, so the police have to back off and the criminal just goes free. It isn't good. It's not a positive. There's nothing good about police pursuing criminals, period. A criminal running through the streets and police chasing them, there's a chance that civilians could get injured. There's nothing good. Should police not pursue on foot a criminal running on foot through the French Quarter or the CBD because it's crowded and the criminal or the police could bump into someone and hurt a civilian? No, you keep running and you chase the criminal. No, if the criminal escalates things and gets in a vehicle, I mean, that's where these lawmakers are right. You run from police in a vehicle, it enhances the crime. You hurt or kill somebody, it's on you. So when you decide to flee from police in a vehicle, if you commit a homicide doing that, that's on you. If the police commit a homicide while pursuing you, it's on you. No, there's just no choice. It is an unfortunate situation. I wish I knew some answer, but I definitely know this. Not pursuing fleeing criminals is not an answer. Not pursuing fleeing criminals is not an answer. And also, like how big of the crime it is, the value of the crime, the items stolen. It's like, it's easy to play Monday quarterback after the fact. And we found these items in the cart only added up to $178. If it was $17,000, if it was $170,000, if it was $1.7 million, it would justify two 17-year-olds being killed? I don't think so. No, breaks my heart for the two 17-year-old girls, West Jeff High School, their entire lives in front of them, their families, their mother, they're just heartbroken. No, inconceivable. No, but this 30-year-old woman who was shoplifting and fled Lakeside Mall and took Jefferson Parish Sheriff deputies on an interstate chase, she's to blame exclusively. She's to blame exclusively. And the lawmakers are right. The law needs to change. Everything's on the person running from the police. The crime they committed, the shoplifting, it all gets enhanced because of fleeing from police. And any property damage by the fleeing criminal or the police in their vehicle, any human beings that are hurt or killed, that's all on the fleeing criminal, not the police pursuing the criminal. If someone has a better suggestion, I'd love to hear it. 766-9480. If someone has a better suggestion, I would love to hear it. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Hey, I was looking for the name of the old Saints dog that used to retrieve the tee after kickoffs. You know, the Saints would kick off, special teams would make a play, the clock would stop, the offense of one team would be coming on the field, the defense of the other would be coming on the field, and they would let the dogs loose. Well, they'd let this one dog loose. I want to say it was a collie because I think it had a tail, not an Australian Shepherd, which usually have their tails docked. I want to say it was a border collie. And this border collie would retrieve the tee in the middle of the field, 35, and run across the field, about 25, 26 yards, grab the tee with its mouth and run back. And the crowd would go crazy. Give me the name of the dog that used to retrieve the tee at kickoffs of Saints games. Maybe they should bring that back. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Hey, I was looking for the original New Orleans Jazz super fan. This lunatic, just like the Energized Bunny. This is original New Orleans Jazz, so running through the Superdome portals, would pop out of a hole with a drum, beating a a snare drum around one arm and a big old drumstick or some kind of paddle in the other, just beating the crap out of the drum. The original New Orleans Jazz super fan. 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. What do the New Orleans Saints and the New Orleans Pelicans have in common in December? Both teams have 5 wins. Ouch. That is brutal. That's brutal for your NFL team where only 17 regular season games are. Wow. Sneeze on air. That happened quick, out of nowhere, Corporal. No time to hit the cough button there. No, it's only 17 NFL games, but you're in December. You're in December. Only 5 wins. Not good. No bueno. The Pelicans, about a third of the schedule in the books, percent of the schedule in the books. The Pels have 5 wins in December. Their season started in October. They play 3-4 games a week. It's not good. 5 wins for the Pelicans, 5 wins for the Saints in December. Boy, what would that bet be paying off? You laid that bet back in August. Hey, by a week and a half out of Christmas, the Saints and Pelicans will each have 5 victories. Some sports book that bet and giving you insane odds. 300-1, something crazy. Hey, if you're watching us on TV, Cox Channel 4 Television, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and beyond, maybe it's Spectrum, Channel 333 in Slidell, Covington, Mandeville. That's Trey Yen country. Hammond, Homa, Thibodaux, Opelousas. Or if you're checking us out on YouTube, the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube, you'll notice the jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise on our studio set. If you're listening on radio, just imagine the blue lid, the Blue Plate jar. Spread the love, a New Orleans family tradition. Almost 100 years since 1927. It's holiday season. If you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate. New Orleans mayonnaise. Blue Plate mayonnaise. Yeah, Christmas a week from Wednesday. New Year, 2 weeks from Wednesday. Wow. 2 17-year-old girls killed. A 30-year-old woman shoplifting from Lakeside took Jefferson Parish Sheriff an interstate chase. They backed off right after the Canal Boulevard exit. We're going to exit at St. Bernard Avenue and U-turn. The criminal exited on St. Bernard Avenue, went through the intersection, over the median, slammed her car into a car that were carrying the 2 17-year-old West Jeff High School students. Just sinful. Yeah, that woman's crime can't just be shoplifting. It can't just be shoplifting and then fleeing police. It needs to be fleeing police in a vehicle, and it's an enhanced crime, and it automatically amps up the shoplifting crime. And the fact that 2 17-year-olds were killed, responsible for that. So the 30-year-old that decided to, she gets arrested soon, going to court, whatever, probably no jail time. Now going to jail for a long, long time, for years and years, with 2 homicides. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Name the old Saints dog that used to retrieve the tee after a Saints kickoff in the Superdome. Name the dog's name. 766-9480. You got the answer? I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. The original New Orleans Jazz super fan. Super fan for the New Orleans Jazz. Back in the Superdome days. I want to say after his employment stint with the Jazz was up after a few seasons. Decided not to renew the contract. He got old, whatever. Popped up in San Diego, I want to say, when the Chargers were in San Diego doing Charger games. I was like, what's that guy doing there?
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Pizzeria on between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at William Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your po' boy shop for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative interlocks technology transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie. Father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeVar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground. Roll call. Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
Yeah, you right. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Nancy joins us in New Orleans. What up, Nancy?
Well,
Hello.
I think the dog's name was Gumbo.
Hey, what's that, Nancy? You think the dog's name was what?
Gumbo.
One more time?
Gumbo?
Gumbo? You know what,
Yeah,
Nancy?
Gumbo.
Yeah, Gumbo was a
Gumbo
was a Saints dog mascot. The what was that dog's breed? Damn. The dog that used to carry the
That's
little
the only one I remember.
carry the little barrel under his neck. What was that dog's name? What is it?
Yeah, that's the only one I remember.
Yeah, it was a Saint Bernard. It was a
Yeah.
big Saint Bernard. His name was Gumbo, but Gumbo as a Saints mascot did not retrieve the T, so incorrect.
Yeah, you wrong.
But we're going to tighten you up with a gift card anyway, Nancy, for coming up with Gumbo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, hang on, all right? How do you
Okay,
remember
thank
Gumbo?
you.
How do you remember Gumbo's name?
I don't know. I just remember it.
Yeah, being a Saints fan. Yeah, he was a black and white Saint Bernard. And,
Oh, yeah.
but did not retrieve
Yeah,
the T.
Yes, he was. He was pretty.
Yeah,
And I still watch the Saints and pull for the Saints.
Yep, me too. Hang on,
We had too
Nancy,
many
all right?
of them hurt.
What's that?
We had too many players hurt this season.
No, you're right. Yesterday's game was extremely painful, coming all the way back and
No.
trying for two at the end, almost a victory.
I know, almost.
Yep. Hang on, Nancy, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Don't go anywhere. The corporal's going to get
Okay.
some info from you, Nancy, and we're going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Gumbo is not the name we were looking for, but good job. Good job anyway. That was a Saints mascot, a Saints dog on the sideline during games, a big Saint Bernard, lovable dog. Now, this dog would retrieve a T after kickoff. I believe it was a border collie because I want to say it had a tail, unlike many Australian Shepherds. Most Australian Shepherds where still to this day they dock the tail. I have an Australian Shepherd. The tail's docked. I don't know why. You know, there's no sheep herding going on where the sheep are stepping on the tail and all that stuff. No need for that. Anyway, but they still do it. Guess just old habits are tough to break. Anyway, not a St. Bernard though, because at least you got a Saints dog mascot. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Christmas a week from Wednesday. New Year 2 weeks from Wednesday. 2025, 16 days away. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. I don't know have proactive policing. When criminals jump in a car and run off, you just, okay, throw up your hands. It's over with. Hopefully we caught them on video, or maybe we have a drone out there that can follow them, or some kind of GPS or a helicopter. I mean, you know, it's all hope. And you're being kind of a reactive police force, which you saw what happened in New Orleans when we had that. The inmates running the asylum. Not anymore. Not anymore. No, this 30-year-old idiot, this lady steals something at Lakeside, shoplifting, just pathetic. And then gets in an SUV and takes off, and the JP's on her and pursue her. She gets on the I-10 and then the I-610. And once in New Orleans, JP basically, we're going to turn around, you know, at the St. Bernard exit, which she exited on. Went right through the median and slammed into a car where two 17-year-old girls from West Jess High School were and died. Now, I don't know how, people are like freaked out about the two deaths of the girl, as they should be. It's beyond tragic. It's sickening. It's sickening. Beyond heartbreaking. But what are you supposed to do? Not pursue the criminal? While they committed a crime, they got in a car and they took off. Let them go. Or that crime's not serious enough, but if it were rape or murder, or the dollar amount of shoplifting was large enough piece of art from a museum or something rare, antique, then police pursuit is warranted. I mean, it's just crazy. And the message that sends. Criminal just jump in the car and run off, and the police are going to just turn off the lights and hook a U-turn and go in the opposite direction and stop pursuing you. That doesn't work. That's not an answer. Police not car chasing, pursuing criminals in cars that flee is not an answer. So you've got to come up with something else. No, it's not. It's not good. When a criminal commits a crime and is fleeing from police on foot, it's not good. They get in a 2-ton vehicle and take off in it. It's not good at all. But what are police supposed to do? Wow, a police chase could cause more damage. Let's back off. 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, Jimmy, look it up in the book. Does this crime warrant a chase or no? 766-9480. Shaquille O'Neal. What a good get. A great get for Bacchus. Bacchus, King of Bacchus 2025. Shaquille O'Neal. That's just a great get. I mean, Bacchus has some home runs. I would say half the kings in their history are big names. Names people know, appropriate, fits the, spot, the nationwide, worldwide known people. And then half of them are like Joe Blow, who, the actor from what show? No idea who that is. I had no idea who that individual was until Bacchus announced that was their king. But everybody knows Shaquille O'Neal. He's larger than life, and he is going to just eat it up. Great grab, Bacchus. Great thinking, great angle, great get. I mean, I'm sure every year they think of a few people, they pursue them. Some right away, just no. Not even a shot. Some they probably can't even get in touch with their representatives to ask the question. And then some, you crank the ball out the park and hit a grand slam home run. Shaquille O'Neal, King of Bacchus. That's just a great get. Fantastic, Bacchus. Fantastic. That trial for Randy Farrell, that subcontractor for the city that was doing permitting, that ended up getting that woman, Cecil, who worked for the permitting office, fired by the mayor, allegedly. His trial has been pushed back to the fall of 2025, expected to start this week. I think, it's just my opinion, this is a cooperating witness for the feds event. Randy Farrell, the trial may never happen. He may be a cooperating witness, plead guilty to lesser charges, get minimal jail time or probation, and then be a key witness when the feds take LaToya Cantrell to trial, unless she ends up pleading guilty. But I think this is supposed to start this week for Randy Farrell. Now it's delayed until the fall of next year, like 8-10 months. I think that is, in my opinion, somebody who will be a cooperating witness in the feds' case against Mayor LaToya Cantrell. Boy, the trash contract for the French Quarter, the CBD, just a mess. Henry and Associates win it. They change a subcontractor. JP Morrell, Helena Moreno, the council says you're disqualified. They bring in IV Waste over the weekend, a 1-year emergency contract. Judge Paulette Irons today says the city needs to go with Henry Consulting. The council appealing it, saying the judge has no say in this. We'll see where this goes. Let's head to the Lakeview area of New Orleans. Alex joins us. Alice in Lakeview. What up, Alice? Alice in Lakeview, you there?
Can you hear me?
Gotcha, Alice. Go ahead. Sorry about that. What's going on?
I think I got the answer to the dog.
What's the answer to the dog?
Is it Fetch Monster?
The original, I should say the Saints dog that retrieved the tee after kickoffs. Fetch Monster is correct.
Yeah, you right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Excellent work, Alice. You're going to the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Fetch Monster. You remember old Fetch Monster? That was a cool dog. Run out to the field, grab the tee with his mouth, run it back to the sideline. Alice in Lakeview, hang on. Don't go anywhere. The corporal's going to get some info from you. We're going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Fetch Monster. Corey John.
From the owners of Avenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lake Garden, West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Come experience the best area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you. The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse. Rouse's.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. Fuller part-time employment and flexible scheduling. Rouse is a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but it lasts a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans at NOLA.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon's 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters. Total Maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies. Over 40 years ago, these belts and innovative Intralox technology transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Laitram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The vibe of the Crescent City, Corey Johnson.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
Sounds like some Sonny Landreth on the guitar from Cajun Country. Bayou Teche, Lafayette. I like that neck of the woods. What a great part of the country. We're blessed in Louisiana. Boy, we like to lose, though. I mean, New Orleans should be like one of the great cities of the world. Lafayette should be like visited almost like New Orleans. Cajun culture, so much to do. I mentioned a few weeks ago, Hammond on the North Shore should be like a retirement haven for the entire country. Hammond is so underrated, in my opinion. It's a little less crowded and, maybe expensive as, say, Covington and Mandeville. But you're on the North Shore. You're on the I-12, so you're kind of above the floodplain, pretty much hurricane-proof, essentially. You're north of the lake. You got I-12, I-55, easy access to New Orleans, easy access to Baton Rouge. There's a lot of culture in Hammond. Downtown by the train depot, lots of young, eclectic kids and restaurants and bars and cafes popping up. And then Southeastern's not, 8 or 10,000 students anymore. It's like 15,000 students, becoming a serious university in Hammond. Now, Hammond is underutilized. We don't, push it the way we should. Hammond should be like a retirement community for the country. It's got everything: culture, food, easy access to a lot of stuff. No, Louisiana is just run poorly. We're a rich state run poorly. We got the Mississippi River. We've got oil and gas, seafood, 2 growing seasons. It's endless. It's endless. We're a rich state run poorly. It's a shame. Got to have higher standards. I picked up Lebanon's Cafe yesterday for lunch. So good. Fired in a little to-go order. Usually on Sunday, I go with my mom and brother. My mom wanted to watch the Saints game. So I grabbed her some lamb chops to go and some sides like hummus and the cauliflower. No, I went and watched the second half of the Saints game with my mom and brought her that to-go order from Lebanon. She probably ate on that last night and probably eating some of it today for lunch. It'll last her a few days. I had the chicken shawarma, some tabbouleh, a fried football kibbe, like a Lebanese meat pie. Outstanding. Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. And when it's 73 degrees like it is right now, outdoor dining, under the big green awning, under the oak trees on the streetcar line. Outdoor dining tonight for dinner. Lebanon's Cafe. Lamb chop, shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe. Yummy. I won't steer you wrong. Lebanon's is good. I don't like the Times Picayune with the best of stuff. Instead of being a little proactive and polling people like you're supposed to scientifically. Best roast beef po' boy. You poll people. Some that want to give you an answer, some you got to dig the answer out from under them. But just this, I guess it's fun because people get to participate in this best of thing. Where a poll, you might get polled, you probably won't. But the problem with the best of, like the owners of the business, the owner of the business's friends, people that are connected to the business, they call in, they put in their answer, and you don't necessarily get the best of. You get It isn't even the most popular. It's the one that got the most response from people that felt like responding, that maybe were motivated to respond because they had a stake in it or something. It's not scientific. It's for fun, I guess, for the, readers of the Times-Picayune to engage and have fun. But I think they need to change the name from Best Of, or I don't even know what's most popular. I don't know what you'd call it. The Reader's Choice, something like that. That might be the best thing. The Reader's Choice. Because I think they did pizza. They're about to do coffee, maybe Chinese restaurant. I've gone to some of the winners. Some of the winners are places that I had never been to, and when I went, it was like not very good, like not coming back. This is the best, and I'm not coming back. Like someone even could, there are places I don't go to by choice that I'll go to, like so-and-so wants to meet for lunch. It's a business lunch. Okay, I'll go there. If it's really terrible, I'll say, let's go somewhere else for business lunch, or I won't get anything to eat, literally. But this place, if someone said, let's go for business lunch, I'd be like, can we pick another place? And if they were like, no, I'd be like, okay. And then I just wouldn't order anything. It wasn't good. And it was pricey. And it was a Best Of by the Times-Picayune, because the people that own the business, their friends, acquaintances, the regulars, all fired in, all responded to the Times-Picayune. I would prefer it be called Reader's Choice. And if the Times-Picayune wants to do a Best Of proactively, I don't know, it's probably like 700-800 people is all you would need to get an accurate poll. Where if you did 700-800 people, you could do 7,000 or 70,000, and the numbers of the poll would not change. What's that, Blue Boy? You like the scientific method better too because it's real, where the other method is just sort of people that participate. You're right, Blue Boy. It's not scientific. You're right. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Power Hour is next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic, now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. Successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LaBarre by calling Smoothie King.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. AC.com. Your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret is all-new boutique store with 7 locations. Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. Helm Paint and Decorating. And here's why. We're the best color matching stores in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect color in any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent, provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore Paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color. Provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint, and supply.
Hey, New Orleans. If you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway. Find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? The crowd come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. One of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Oh, yeah. You know that music. That's the intro to the Neutral Land with me, Corey Johnson. Yeah, you right. A Monday afternoon edition of the program. And it's the 5 o'clock power hour. Let's hear from number 9, Mr. Drew Brees, with the official intro. This is New Orleans. He's right. I mentioned 5 o'clock power hour on a Monday. Christmas a week from Wednesday. Christmas Day 1 week from this Wednesday. That means New Year 2 weeks from this Wednesday, 2025. 2 weeks away. Why don't you start 2025 in style? A new job, a new career at Latrim. Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs available at Latrim. For you folks that live on the West Bank or East Bank, Latrim's Elmwood facility is hiring. Dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs on their website for their Elmwood facility. Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. You folks that live on the North Shore, Latrim is an I-12 facility on the North Shore, and they're hiring. For a full listing of positions available there, go to Latrim.com. Latrim is spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. New year, 16 days away. Make 2025 your best year. Tired of that job, looking for a new job, looking for a new career. Latrim.com. Go to the website for a full list. No, it blows me away that week from Wednesday and New Year 2 weeks, 16 days away. Crazy. Mid-December already. I mean, it's just Halloween. Thanksgiving, just blowing and going. 2 17-year-old girls killed late last week. A shoplifter, a 30-year-old woman shoplifting at Lakeside. Jefferson Parish Sheriff deputies pursue her. She jumps in a vehicle and takes off. They pursue her in the vehicle. She gets on the I-10 in Metairie. They follow her across Paris line into New Orleans. She gets on the I-610. They stop the pursuit. She exits St. Bernard Avenue, goes through the light, through the median, smashes into a car where these 2 17-year-old West Jeff High School girls are in that vehicle and get killed. A lot of folks, the family of the 2 17-year-olds, why the police chase in the first place, all of this. A little of this reminds me of like when an illegal alien, a migrant worker, commits a crime, especially like a heinous crime, a rape or murder. And folks are like, man, if there were no illegals, this crime wouldn't have happened. U.S. citizens commit a higher percentage of crime per person than migrant workers do, than illegal aliens do. So chances are clearly better in the United States of America, based off of the percentage of the population even, not the sheer numbers. Percentage of the population, you're around 100 citizens, you're around 100 illegal aliens. Your chance of having a crime committed against you are greater with U.S. citizens than migrant workers. So it's easy. I can go, this migrant worker committed the murder. If there weren't any illegals in the country, this murder wouldn't have happened. If there wasn't a police chase, the murder wouldn't have happened. If the shoplifter wasn't committing a crime, this wouldn't have happened. These 2 girls that were killed. No, a lawmaker was talking about enhanced crime when you're fleeing police. Like if police have to pursue you, it's not just shoplifting and fleeing police, it's shoplifting, fleeing police. And because you were fleeing from police in a vehicle, all of it is enhanced. The penalty is enhanced. And then if it is the police or the criminal that damages property or worse, hurts or kills somebody, the criminal is responsible, not the police pursuing the criminal. I mean, think about, you're committing a crime shoplifting. Then when the police are trying to arrest you, you're resisting arrest, and then you flee from police. That's a dangerous person. They're very, very bold. Emboldened. You want to just let them go? They get in a vehicle, any car, that takes off with criminals in it, the police cannot pursue. I mean, the getaway car at bank robberies, that'd be the most popular criminal vehicle anywhere. It's like, the cops just turn off their lights and sirens and hook a U-turn and go in the opposite direction of where the criminals are fleeing. It's not a good situation. There's no positive about it. First off, it's police dealing with a criminal, so there's nothing good about it. And then the resisting arrest, fleeing from the police, nothing good about it. High-speed chase, nothing good about it. But not pursuing the criminal is not an answer at all. That doesn't qualify as an answer. And also, like, the level of the crime, do you pursue them or not? Just mere shoplifting? What if it's $1 million in jewelry? What if it's rare art or antiquities or something? Is there like a book on where the crime, needs to be a certain level where police would pursue the criminal in a vehicle? So no, I feel for the 17-year-old's family. It's beyond terrible. It's beyond tragic. It's beyond heartbreaking. There's nothing I can say or do that's going to make them feel better. It sucks. I just don't know how you have police not pursue criminals when they're fleeing from a crime in a vehicle. How do you just let them go? (766-9480). I'd love your take on this. the solution. 766-9480. It's 2025. Shaquille O'Neal. Bacchus, sometimes it's hit or miss. In the early, it's always a hit. Some of the biggest stars in music or movies. And then every now and then, especially lately, it would be like Joe Blow, the star of the Joe Blow show. I'm like, never heard of Joe Blow show, never heard of Joe Blow. Literally, like an actor, I've never, ever heard their name. The first time I heard their name was when I read the article, they're the king of Bacchus for the trade. And then I'd read like the shows they're in, what movies they did, Broadway, whatever. I'm like, have no clue who this person is. Like, no idea. Early Bacchus kings, I knew who they were. Even a kid would know, a child. Shaquille O'Neal's a huge get. That's a great get. I don't know if Bacchus is thinking this way, but that TNT show is so popular. On like the next float, I would get Charles Barkley and, you know, Ernie Johnson and Kenny the Jet Smith. I'd get them on the next float. Anyway, Shaquille O'Neal is a huge get. Congratulations, Bacchus. That's a king that will draw a crowd out there. And Shaquille's going to eat it up. He's just going to love it. And he's 7'1", 350 pounds. He's a monster. Just going to big old throne up there, bigger than usual. Or he'll actually fit in it like it's a regular chair instead of a child sitting in a chair like it can be. No, he's just going to dominate. Better raise the power lines. Shaquille O'Neal, king of Bacchus. Huge get. Brilliant. Good job, Bacchus. The trial for Randy Farrell delayed until the fall, like 8-10 months, till fall of next year. Randy Farrell, that subcontractor who was, you know, taking the money for permitting, not doing, got that woman Cecil fired, allegedly firing her because she was messing with Farrell's game. This, to me, just my opinion, yells Randy Farrell's about to be a cooperating witness for the feds. This thing was supposed to go to trial this week. And now it's up against the trial date. So Randy Farrell, okay, the feds haven't come back with anything, offering me anything good. We're about to go to trial where I'll probably lose. Let's cop a deal. Let's cop a plea, a guilty plea, cooperating witness. Help the feds get the mayor. Going down with Randy Farrell in this trial that was supposed to start this week, being delayed 8 or 10 months until the fall. Hey, best quality, best price, best selection, tastes like home, and convenience. Rouse's Markets. First off, there are over 65 Rouse's, so they're everywhere. About a third of all Rouse's locations in Metro New Orleans. Second, they open up early, 7 a.m. Third, they close late, 10 p.m. That's every Rouse's. The latest they open, 7 a.m. The earliest they close, 10 a.m. Some open earlier, some stay open later. Best quality, best price, best selection, tastes like home, and convenience. Rouse's Markets.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, personal service, Young's on Claiborne, and Young's on Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has every day by river, rail. It all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling as a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Mag? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, get Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Agency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't need to live. We live.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food. More friendship. More love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for the future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed at nolacoalition.info.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
At the Woodhouse, 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse for you. I was saying original New Orleans Jazz super fan, actually original New Orleans Saints super fan at the Superdome, popping out of the portals. He'd have a drum under one arm and just beating on the drum. The guy was insane. The original New Orleans super fan. It was the Saints. I'm going to guess like maybe early 80s, maybe late 70s, but I want to say early 80s. So like 45 years ago, original New Orleans Saints super fan by himself. Snare drum under one arm and would just beat the drum. He was kind of a lunatic. Give me the answer to that. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Perfect timing. Christmas a week from Wednesday. It's holiday season. The gift for her, guys, a day of relaxation at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Name an old Saints dog that used to retrieve the tee. After kickoffs, we got the answer from, I think, Alice in Lakeview, right? Fetch Monster. Nancy in New Orleans came up with Gumbo, which was the St. Bernard, but he never retrieved the tee. The Fetch Monster was a border collie, I believe. He'd run out and retrieve the tee. It was pretty cool. Good job, Nancy in New Orleans, Alice in Lakeview. I still have one more $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate to give away. Original New Orleans Saints super fan. He'd run around the dome, pop out of the portals, banging on a snare drum, trying to get each section fired up for the game. He'd do it 3 hours every game, just was a lunatic. Name that single guy, that super fan, and I'll give you 50 big bucks to one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore by the Mall of Louisiana. 2 17-year-old girls killed, a couple of West Jeff High School students late last week. A 30-year-old female shoplifting from Lakeside, flees from Jefferson Parish Sheriff deputies. They pursue her SUV in their police vehicles. She takes them on a chase on the I-10, crosses in Orleans Parish, goes down the I-610, exit at St. Bernard, goes right over the neutral ground, the median, and crashes into the car where these 2 West Jeff girls were. West Jeff High School, 2 17-year-olds killed. Tragic. Beyond tragic and heartbreaking. It's sickening. The police chase is being questioned. Not the shoplifter running from the police. It's unbelievable. Not the criminal, not the woman running from the police, fleeing law enforcement, but law enforcement for chasing the criminal. That's being questioned. Proactive policing is what's getting New Orleans out of this violent crime problem, not reactive policing. Pursuing criminals, it is unfortunate. It's beyond unfortunate. Like I said, it's tragic and sickening. I think 2 17-year-old girls with their entire lives in front of them, this family just crushed. They'll never get over it. There's nothing anyone can say or do to make things better. But the answer to this is police should not pursue criminals when they flee or get into a vehicle and run from police. The opposite. The opposite. And it's easy after the fact to be like, hey, it's $189 in shoplifted goods. Who knows what it was? And is a dollar amount necessary? Like if it's a large dollar amount, you pursue the criminal compared if it was a lesser dollar amount, or if it was something historic or antique or like a work of art, then you pursue the criminal, but otherwise you don't. I mean, bank robbery has to depend on the amount of money stolen to pursue the criminal. Could you imagine criminals jumping into a vehicle, looking in their rearview mirror, seeing the siren and, you know, the lights, hearing the siren, the lights go off and the car just hooks a U-turn. The cop car hooks a U-turn, goes in the opposite direction. Just not viable. It sucks. It's not good, but got to pursue the criminals. Right? I don't know how you can avoid that. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. That's how you dial us up. Let's head to not so chilly Gentilly. It's like 73 degrees today. Curtis joins us. What up, Curtis?
How you doing, Corey?
Good, man. How you doing in Gentilly today?
Pretty good. Like to take a guess at the Woodhouse.
All right. Can I ask you a question first?
Mm-hmm.
Situation. I mean, I feel for the 2 17-year-old girls and friends, but how do you not pursue a criminal?
Kind of like I see it both ways, Corey.
Me too.
I kind of see it both ways.
It's dangerous. It's not good.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, think about this, Curtis. So first off, it's rare that people get in their car and flee police. Most of the time, police just make the arrest. But think about
it's not too rare now because state troopers are running them down.
No, they are. They are. But think about like if it was on foot and it's like it's, you know, in the French Quarter, CBD, police chasing a criminal on foot, people could get hurt or even killed. So it's like, the vehicle's not a good thing. It's 2 tons. It's dangerous. But I just don't know how you can't pursue them, how you would not pursue criminals.
It's a tough decision.
It is.
Real tough.
Yep. I don't know if there needs to be training for police on pursuing or I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sucks. All right, Curtis, what about original New Orleans Saints super fan, this lunatic guy?
It was that crazy guy who used to beat the drum with the short pants. Yeah. I feel went to San Diego. I'm going to go with, you kind of like gave me an idea when you said.
He's a lunatic.
Crazy. Let's get that. Like, it's crazy Charlie. Crazy somebody.
Yep. You can't remember the name?
I thought it was Crazy Charlie.
It's close to Crazy Charlie. It's a name about as popular as Charlie.
With the short pants on, beating on the drum in San Diego and New Orleans.
And I think he'd have like a t-shirt, suspenders on, maybe.
Right.
He'd have like the snare drum under one arm and then just beating the crap out of it and yelling. He's kind of balding. He'd pull his hair where his hair would stick out. He was crazy.
Crazy little dude, looking dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, Rich Charlie.
Kind of sounds like your neighborhood a little bit. Kind of sounds like your neighborhood a little bit, Curtis.
Chili.
Crazy. What's that? What's that first sound of Gentilly? It's Sesame Street, Curtis. Crazy. Good. I'm gonna give it to you. Crazy George.
Crazy Joe. I knew it was Crazy somebody.
Yeah, Crazy George. I like that you knew it was Crazy somebody. And I didn't say crazy. I said a lunatic. And right when I said lunatic, I'm like, sounds like crazy.
Well, you gave me a clue when you were saying I said that's what it was. It was Crazy somebody.
Yeah, I didn't say that. All I said was lunatic. So you took lunatic. Because when I said lunatic, I was like, that's so close to being crazy. I think I just gave it up, which I kind of did because you took it as crazy. Crazy George.
Crazy George.
Yep. Hang on, Curtis. All right.
All right, cool. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you're right. That's Curtis and Gentilly. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Curtis. Tighten Curtis up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Original New Orleans Saints super fan beating the drum. Just a lunatic, Crazy George. He's still alive. He's like 80 something, I think. I don't think he's a super fan any longer. And I do think Curtis and Gentilly's right. I think he was with the Chargers after his stint with the Saints, if I'm not mistaken, or the Padres, somewhere. Popped up in San Diego, I think. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Curtis is picking up 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse. Good job, Curtis. Man, I am running air conditioning and I'm running heat lately. Sometimes the system, I'm not running it at all. If you ever need AC or heat help, Total Maintenance is there for you. 40 plus years in Southeast Louisiana with a sterling reputation with the Better Business Bureau, everybody. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. That's all you need in an AC and heating operation. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, incapable of screwing you around, only doing a service replacement that is absolutely necessary. They're air conditioning and heating experts. They'll diagnose it right the first time. The last time I had AC problems, I'm not kidding you, I'm not making this up. Lucas had me walk outside. He diagnosed it over the phone and he was right. And they come immediately. They know if you're calling them, your AC or heat isn't working right, or worse, it's not working at all. Honest AC and heating experts that come immediately. Total Maintenance in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge. If you ever need heat or air conditioning help, Total Maintenance is there for you. Online, tm-ac.com. tm-ac.com. Weekday, weekend, overnight, holiday, Christmas Day, Christmas night, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, does not matter. They're there. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, if you need air conditioning or heat help, think Total Maintenance. tm-ac.com. Total Maintenance. tm-ac.com. It's nice to be prepared. Like, man, if my AC goes out, what am I going to do? You don't have to go online, look it up, call friends. Who do you use for air conditioning? I just told you the ace in the hole. Total Maintenance. It's, that's one good thing about, I guess, getting older. Getting older, more experience. You've been at adult life for a few decades. You narrow things down. You funnel things down to the best and brightest, the folks that you can count on. The folks that are the best at what they do. And you have like every category in life. Somebody that cuts your hair, your vet, your doctor, a plumber, electrician. Could be a construction guy. You're the ace in the hole that comes over and fixes problems at the house. When it's air conditioning, heat, total maintenance. Love those guys. Boy, the city with the trash contract just can't figure this out. CBD French Quarter. Henry and Associates wins the bid. Then they want to change subcontractors. That disqualified him according to the council. IV Waste gets the temporary 1-year contract over the weekend. Judge Paulette Irons says the city needs to go with Henry Consulting today. The city council appeals that ruling. We'll see where this goes. It's not so much that I was against Henry Consulting and say like for IV Waste, but when I heard IV Waste won, I was like, you know, like or dislike Sidney Torres, the French Quarter was really clean like it never had been when he had that contract. He did more than just pick up trash, and he says he'll do more than just pick up trash again. Lots of pressure washing, that lemon fresh scent that'll splatter around the quarter. I thought all that was good. You know, I used to live about 6 blocks from the quarter in the CBD, right? What is now the South Market District. All those new condo towers like Loyola, Rampart, Keefe, right down there. I lived right there. Right by the Dome, by the arena. Had a little house in the middle of a parking lot, 6 blocks from the quarter. I remember on like a Sunday morning, I'd be getting in my car, just driving around, or maybe riding on my bike or going for a jog, and I'd be going up Esplanade. It'd be like 8:15 on a Sunday morning, and Sidney Torres would be in his latest toy, some trash machine, some pressure washer, some garbage truck. And he'd be out there messing with it, doing the work, and have his crew doing the work too. So no, I'm not anti-Troy Henry or pro-Sidney Torres, but I was excited because I was like, the quarter sort of needs the Sidney Torres treatment, what they do in the quarter, the lemon fresh scent, the pressure washing, the constant cleaning. It needs to be going on in the quarter full time. Anyway, we'll see where this trash contract thing goes. One thing is, it's got to happen soon. This is kind of disheartening. The Riverfront streetcar. Some criminals stole copper from one of the substations. It has knocked the streetcar offline where there's no Riverfront streetcar. Now, here's the worst part. They're talking about the Riverfront streetcar being out for the next 2 weeks. That falls right into Christmas and New Year. That's unacceptable. This is where the city of New Orleans needs to get in touch with the RTA and go, guys, it's Christmas and New Year. New Orleans has a tourism business for Christmas and New Year's. We're not like other cities. We're like New York or San Francisco. People plan their vacation to come to our city over Christmas and New Year even. Or I should say Christmas even and New Year. So they're coming here to celebrate. In the middle of the tourist center is the French Quarter and the Mississippi River and the Riverfront streetcar. I mean, it's one of dozens and dozens of things that makes up that area. And that's got to be running. They've got to get this problem fixed within the next few days. Within the next few days. Like, you got until this time next week kind of thing. We want the Riverfront streetcar up and running before Christmas, much less by December 28th, 29th, 30th as we get into New Year, when a bunch of tourists will be here wanting to ride the Riverfront streetcar. 2 weeks. That's unacceptable. Things can be sped up. They need to be sped up. There needs to be a sense of urgency. Hey, it's Monday Night Football. Tracy's is the spot. Legendary Tracy's in their new location right down the block. Bigger and better than ever. They go from a 1-story building to a 2-story building. They go to a building on Magazine to another building on Magazine. That's 2 stories with a big balcony overlooking Magazine Street. They didn't have that before. Bigger and better than ever, more flat screens than ever. I bet you twice, maybe 3 times the flat screen TVs in the new Tracy's compared to the old Tracy's. A full, bigger kitchen featuring one of the best roast beef po' boys anywhere. Food in the Tracy's kitchen you actually want to eat at a sports bar. That's rare. Monday Night Football, LSU, Saints, Pelicans, whatever, whoever, Tulane Green Wave. Are you kidding me? They're playing Friday night, this Friday in Tampa, taking on Florida in their bowl game, the Gasparilla Bowl. You can't make it to Tampa, make it to Tracy's Magazine at Pleasant between Washington and Louisiana. Caddy corner from that Bromart. Legendary Tracy's, the ultimate sports bar. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Christmas a week from Wednesday. Are you 9 days till Christmas? Crazy. 16 days until 2025. 16 days until 2025. It's going by fast, folks. 2 17-year-olds killed late last week. A 30-year-old woman shoplifting from Lakeside took police JP deputies on a chase down the I-10, I-610. She exited on St. Bernard Avenue, jumped the median, the neutral ground, slammed into a car where the 2 West Jeff High School girls were, killed them both. A lot of folks are freaking out about police chases. They're unfortunate. They suck. There's nothing good about them, but they have to. You can't have the criminals know they can commit a crime, get in a car, flee from that crime, and not have to worry about being pursued by law enforcement. It does not make sense. It is unfortunate. Bad things can happen with a high-speed chase. There's no doubt, including people getting killed. But someone give me an answer to this problem. And the answer is not no chases. No chases. That doesn't work. Have to continue proactive policing, not reactive policing. Otherwise, we get back into what we were 6 months ago for years going back, a violent crime city, and we're not anymore. Violent crime statistics have plummeted, like the lowest in the last 6 years right now. Every statistic, every category. Tough to beat. No, it's unfortunate. It's beyond that. It's tragic. It's heartbreaking. There's nothing I can say or do that's going to help that family losing 2 17-year-olds, 2 families, I should say, each losing a 17-year-old daughter. It's sickening. But I don't know how you can not pursue criminals that flee in a vehicle. Hey, the 5 o'clock hour, the 5 o'clock powwow on this Monday, brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company. Baking that Leidenheimer French bread in the city of New Orleans since the late 1800s. And they're still doing it, more so than ever. They bag and box that Leidenheimer French bread and ship it out to 30-plus states. That's right. Leidenheimer French bread, the French bread you've grown up with, the French bread that's been here your entire life. Now in 30 other states around the country, the rest of the country enjoying what we've loved forever. Leidenheimer French bread, good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer Baking Company. 5 o'clock powwow hour on this Monday, brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. When we come back, another Martell Monday. Brett Martell's going to join us. You know, we had a little rain over the weekend. My Audubon gutters featuring the Leaf Guard system working like a champ. Why would you even consider going anywhere else for your gutters, for your home or business, but Audubon Gutters? In business since 1991, the Gulf South's, the region's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. They don't do windows. They don't do roofs. They don't do siding. They don't do paint. And only gutters for your home, business, featuring the Leaf Guard system. AudubonGutters.com. Yeah, check them out online. AudubonGutters.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of right here in New Orleans with precision engineered and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right, Young's Delivery, home or office, East Bank or West Bank. 8381 or online at Young's Dry Cleaning.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across Bar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, service. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building. Dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further. Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans. Remember, to find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, ABB.com. The Grand Victorian.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. Rail and by road, no matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The city of New Orleans, good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
prepared with experience, depth, history in the game. Corey Johnson.
Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48.
I am the smartest man alive!
Hey, New Orleans, hey, Baton Rouge, Helm Paint and Decorating is for you. Knock out the paint project, inside, outside. It's 73 degrees. A great day to paint. Benjamin Moore Paint, free 2-hour delivery. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, do it once, do it right. They'll steer you in the right direction. You go to Helm Paint and Decorating. Monday afternoon edition of the program. It's time for a Martell Monday. Brett Martell joins us from the Associated Press. What's happening, Brett? Doing well. Yourself? Happy holidays and all that stuff.
It's kind of a stressful time, but just with the shopping and all that.
Yep.
Also very busy with sports.
What have you been covering lately?
Well, today just the post-mortem same availability, which was, just today it was the coach and a couple players on the Case Young defense and Marquez.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit there, Brett. Hey, that's about as disappointing as it gets. I'm not saying you'd rather just get blown out, but Saints have a pretty good comeback. They have about 3-4 plays in a row that work really well. They are an extra point away from forcing overtime. They decide, I've got no problem with that. And they come up short and lose by a point.
Well, I think in Darren Rizzi's case, they'd rather be as competitive as possible in every game.
Yep.
And have a chance to win in the final play, just because this is still, kind of an audition for him, right? I mean, this is his first opportunity that he's ever had to, serve it in a head coaching capacity. They're 3-2 in the 5 games since he took over, so above 500 there for a team that had a really rough year before that. And, I think he'd like to win at least 2 out of these last 3, and try to finish 5-3 in his 8 games, which would be a good showing for him.
Yep.
So that's kind of the storyline going forward. I mean, they're still mathematically alive in the playoff race, but at 5-9, they're already guaranteed their second losing record in 3 years, and they're virtually eliminated. I mean, too many other things have to happen really for them to sneak, including winning all 3 of the games, which starts next Monday night at Green Bay.
Is it time to break it all down and rebuild this Saints franchise? I don't, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, this, as Jim Finks would say, there are lots of players long in the tooth, Brett.
Yeah, I think that you always want some veterans, a veteran leadership presence if you can, if the guys are productive, but you can't pay too much for that, and so like we're talking about, such as the Tyrann Mathieu or the Demario Davis, are willing to remain in a diminished capacity, say, or take a pay cut, then maybe that works. Just in terms of experience and leadership and helping the young guys become pros. But yeah, other than that, I think we're looking at kind of the window closing on the old Dart here.
Yep. Brett Martell's with us with the Associated Press. Tulane, Brett, Friday in Tampa against Florida. That bowl game's coming quick. It's already here, essentially. That is just college football now it's NFL junior. The transfer portal is free agency. There are it's pay to play, not NIL. It's not a name, image, likeness. It's pay to play. It is the NFL junior, Brett. Tulane's had about a half dozen players enter the portal. Looks like they're landing a bunch of players via the portal. Same thing with LSU. But college football is changing right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, I would like to see some. I mean, these bowl games that are not part of the playoffs are kind of a joke in a way. I mean, just because the portal is going on now, and so you have guys like Darian Mensah, right, who was the quarterback for Tulane all season long. He's already on social media wearing his new Duke uniform, and he's headed over there, and he's not available now to be the quarterback for Tulane against Florida in this game. So, these bowl games have actually turned into like the first event of spring practice, if you will.
Yep.
Right? Because basically it's a way for coaches to see who am I going to emphasize as I rebuild the roster for next season in the springtime. This is kind of like the audition for that, which, every now and then we get some entertaining games, but it's not always the most compelling product. But it really just depends on the type of team you have and what level they're at. Oftentimes, ironically now, the New Orleans Bowl and those kind of bowls are where you might get the best games because those are mid-major teams where guys, are maybe you have a lot of seniors playing their last game that don't have NFL prospects and they really want to play in this game and play their hardest. So you actually get like the genuine product, as opposed to the B team or whatever we're getting from LSU when they play in Houston and from Tulane this Friday against Florida.
Brett, the Independence Bowl, a minor bowl, they had Marshall as one of the teams. Marshall had to pull out of the bowl because the majority of their team, it's like 30 players, entered the transfer portal. So they really don't have enough players to field a team in a safe, quality way. So they pulled out of that Independence Bowl. And like La Tech replacing them, you're like, okay, great, it's a local school, whatever, but La Tech's 5-7 and they're going bowling. They have a losing record. They win the bowl, they won't have a winning record, even 500. They're 5-7.
Right. There have been 5-7 teams that have been given waivers. Usually you have to be a 6-win team to make a bowl game, but there have been situations like this before. And it just gets back to what we were talking about, which is that, I think that maybe there has to be some rule changes about when the transfer portal can take place and maybe who is eligible for it and all kinds of other things, some way to incentivize players to stay through the bowl game. Maybe the transfer portal shouldn't take place until after the bowl game or all the bowls are done, or I don't know what, because, it's just, these bowl games are just kind of like, they're just decreasingly meaningful.
No, you're right. And there are too many of them to boot. Anyone can make a bowl game. Brett Martell's with us for a couple of more minutes. Brett, the Pelicans, the Saints, it's December, and both of them have 5 wins each. Just 5 wins each. That's crazy. For the Saints to be in December and only have 5 victories. Even crazier for the Pelicans to be in December with only 5 victories. I talked about a total rebuild for the Saints. The Pelicans just really need to start over again. It might be from general manager, head coach, players, start over. And you have some value with a Brandon Ingram, a Zion Williamson. If you get him healthy, you can get a lot of players, draft choices in return for those two.
Yeah, it's really sad, but they seem to have been cursed ever since 2019 when we thought they were the luckiest team ever to win the lottery and draft Zion Williamson. It's just been one disappointment after another. They had that one good run without Zion and Brandon Ingram leading the way. But basically they lost. They still lost in the first round of the playoffs, to Phoenix that year, but they had that kind of inspiring run through the play-in and then won 2 games against Phoenix in the first round. So you still look, the best season of the Zion era was a 4-2 first-round playoff loss in which Zion didn't play, right? That's it. That's the highlight of the last 6 years. So they got to change something, but it's just sad for the fans who are really, invested in this.
No,
NBA tickets aren't cheap, and yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, David Griffin, I don't know if you can keep him. Willie Green is liked by fans, but I don't know if you can keep him. I mean, the general managers, coaches, over time, Brett, like every human being, you know, flaws and negatives are exposed. And for Willie Green, it may be in-game changes, adjustments. And for Griffin, it's, you know, not acquiring the players to have a winning team consistently. So I don't know how you keep the GM, the head coach, and probably the majority of the players.
Yeah, they might have to blow up the whole thing. I mean, I think that Herb Jones is a keeper. Maybe, you know, Trey Murphy.
Yep. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe hope that David Griffin is learning thing. You know, I mean, people do learn from their mistakes, you know, and I don't know. I mean, maybe he could stay and try to do it a different way. But they definitely have to, you know, cash in on whatever assets they have left and try to, I think, start over, because it's just weird to see a season be a lost cause before Christmas.
Yep.
That's as bad as, I mean, it hasn't been this bad since 2005, really. The 04, I want to say the 04-05 season.
No, I mean, 5 wins, and it's December 16th. You know, the NBA season's been going on for 7 weeks, and the Pels have 5 wins. That's just, no one would have thought that anyway. Brett, how can folks check out your stuff via the AP?
Well, the weirdest thing about the Pelicans is they won the first 2 games, so they're like 3-. Anyway, the AP News web, AP News app on an iPhone.
Yep. Always a pleasure, Brett. See you next week.
All right.
That's Brett Martell from the Associated Press joining us. Corey Johnson with you. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm, saying thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks, Corporal, for running the controls. See you tomorrow, Tuesday, straight up 4 o'clock. Be there.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.